Hello, dwellers of the internet, welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk about an interesting topic very near and dear to my heart. That is the evolution of Sonic. And this topic has such a dramatic effect on my psyche, on my person, on my development as an individual that I can't possibly do it alone. So I invited my brother, who has also had his own significant history with Sonic here, with me. So I invited him to converse and talk and
I've already beaten this game.
and see what we want to talk about as far as the evolution of Sonic is concerned. And what we're playing, what he's playing right now, he's got the controller in his hand. What he's playing right now is the most recent, large title that Sonic has released. It's the most recent one. It's Sonic Boom.
It's not Sonic Boom.
I mean, not Sonic Boom.
It's Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces. See, they're all blending together. That's how much I don't give a fuck about Sonic as a franchise anymore. It's all just it's all just bad games. No, fucking, this game is supposed to be the sequel
to Sonic Generations.
To Sonic Generations, more or less. It's like a spiritual sequel because they could never commit to putting a number in front of a game anymore. It makes them uncomfortable. Fucking, so, evolution of Sonic, yeah. Sonic, as I knew him when I was younger, as a kid, how I was introduced to Sonic, and why there is so much fan art, why there is so much porn. There is so much.
Before you get into this, we're gonna have to take a second to hold on because the stage is about to end, which is a gripe that I have with this game.
What do you mean?
The stages are too short. Look, there's the end.
Oh, you've already.
And we're about to get a cutscene.
It's gonna be a cutscene. All right, so we're gonna have to pause and then.
Yeah, it's all.
They paused the gameplay recording. This fucking shit operates on the old system of the PS4. I don't know why. Fuck it.
S rank, bitch.
We'll get back to you in a second.
Welcome back.
Alright, we're back. Yeah, so we're dealing with that whole system of complications that has to do with...
This game is really stupid, and it thinks that every cutscene is important enough to be blocked.
Yeah, as if they have spoilers that they want to block for you, like the story can be taken as seriously as something like Sonic the Hedgehog or Shadow the Hedgehog.
We're gonna be a wolf.
It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, alright, go ahead and be a wolf.
Yeah.
Doesn't this appeal to the furry desires within you?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. All of your fucking...
Yeah, let's be like a
original, the character, do not steal.
Emo, edgy boy.
God damn it.
That's what we'll be.
Yeah, okay, so anyways, Sonic to me, as I was introduced to him as, that was the first game, Sonic Adventure 1...
Dude, he looks great, doesn't he?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure 1 was the first game I played on the Sega Dreamcast. Fucking Charmy's autistic ass.
It rib zoomed.
Anyways.
Oh.
What the hell was I talking about? Sonic, yeah, I haven't even gotten to my first point yet because there's so much interruption to this bullshit. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sonic, as he was introduced to me as a kid, was this cool... on the Sega Dreamcast with Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventure Tool, my favorite game.
Was this cool? He was a cool, adventurous, free spirit that just, he was willing to save humankind for the sake of the goodness in his heart and the goodness that he believed existed in theirs. But he was doing it just because he was a cool individual, not because he wanted to be some kind of idealistic hero or because he wanted to be some kind of like white knight perfection of a person. He was doing it because he was cool.
The right thing to do.
Just because it was the right thing to do, and he had a free spirit and a good heart. He was just a simple, cool as fuck hedgehog who was like, yeah, I'm gonna go on adventures and kick some ass. He was fucking just cool.
Yeah.
And his transformation as a character has slowly gone from that to some kind of weird parody version of himself.
Do you see how little skill this game takes to complete?
Yeah, you're just kind of holding square for the fire.
Yeah.
To continuously spray out against
pretty ridiculous. There's not even a cooldown. I'm sorry, I completely negated your point. It's just... It's okay. Horrible.
It's okay. My point still stands regardless. He becomes he becomes sort of like what I view as a parody of himself now. Like a person who is trying to be that same cool, free spirit, but who is too self-aware and for some reason now likes ironic humor to where he can't. He's like, if you watch his character, the piece of media that is forming him as a character in the video games now is him as he's presented in Sonic Boom television series. Which, for the love of God, if you're a Sonic fan, you would know that this representation is not only inaccurate, but it should never be used for the canonicity of video games. Why the fuck would you take some comedic portrayal of Sonic and turn it into the actualization of his character? What the fuck is wrong with you?
They don't like us. They don't like us as fans.
And obviously, I gotta get this out of the way before autistic screeching ensues in the comments section, or anybody who has an opinion different than mine happens. But, there are those that would argue, oh, well, Sonic's always been a comedic character. You ever watch Sad AM back in the 90s? He was always funny and making, like, haha jokes. And yes, true to a certain extent, with his lessons that he would present.
Sonic Says!
Yeah, Sonic Says and all that he would present to the children.
That's no good!
It was meant to take a little bit more of a comedic approach to the character. But that's never who he was in the canon. That's never who he was supposed to be in the video games. He was supposed to be a cool individual, as in, like, a skater dude from the 90s, like Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Not fucking Cool Cat Saves the Kids in some kind of anti-drug PSA where he's attempting to be cool to appeal to the children and very obviously failing. No, Sonic was actually cool, okay? There's a difference between trying to be cool and actually being cool.
It's true.
And I think Sonic has transformed from actually being cool into attempting to be cool and very obviously failing to anybody above the age of 3, okay? This is a problem.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but like this game takes no skill. I've gotten S ranks on both of the levels we've done, and all 5 red rings.
Yeah, no, now that I'm done talking about the character as a whole, and I could go on about that for days and days, but I don't want to spend too much time on that.
I feel like we should spend some time talking about the game we're actually playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next point, which is the actual gameplay of the series.
Well, you're gonna have to hold off because there's gonna be a cutscene.
Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Look at those medals.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Oh, there's no cutscene!
Oh,
I was wrong!
Wow. I can actually keep talking for a little bit. Okay. So the story no longer takes itself seriously.
Yeah.
Some people have a problem with that, including myself. Some people are completely fine with that. Again, those Sonic Sayers, Sonic Cesars, who were like, oh, Sonic doesn't need to have a plot. If it takes itself too seriously, it's going to be a bad game. No, motherfucker. You may have been scarred by the story of Sonic 06 because that was such a bad game. But if you look at the actual story, if you look at the cutscenes and watch it as if it was a movie, you know for a fact that game had a pretty good fucking story, and it was able to take itself seriously.
Oh no, yeah, the plot was good.
Sonic fucking dies. I don't know. I could go on about that, but I'm not gonna get into it.
He looks much better now, I'd say.
That is the only good thing about this game, specifically, is the character customization.
There are some good Avatar levels too.
Yeah.
Some,
yeah. That is one of the
most... But by far the worst part of this game is what we're about to do right here, is the classic Sonic levels. Because what they decided to do is shoehorn the end of Sonic Mania into this game, in which the Phantom Ruby, which is like the main source of power for this game, it transports classic Sonic into this reality. And
now, is there any reasoning behind that?
No, there's none.
How can the Phantom Ruby do that? Like, what is...
It's just magic, bro.
It's just
magic. And then this... What they did is they ruined the gameplay. They added the drop dash from Sonic Mania, which I enjoy. It's, like, really fun. but it's only fun in Sonic Mania because what they did is they made Sonic way too heavy, and they removed his rolling physics to where he can gain a shit ton of momentum, and it feels like you're playing as a rock.
Now, why the fuck would they introduce a mechanic from Sonic Mania, or, you know, a functionality of a character from Sonic Mania that garnered them the most success, arguably, that they've had in a very long time, and just make it worse? Like, what the fuck was the motivation for that? What do you think that was the cause of that?
I don't know.
Okay, so now, besides classic Sonic, I want to talk a little bit more about modern Sonic for a second. In this game, like I said before, it's supposed to be sort of a spiritual sequel to, excuse me, to Sonic Generations, right?
Yeah.
But all of the gameplay, all of the stages and how they are put together, let me clarify this, they're not bad
They're just
per
significantly worse.
But they feel like...
Look at that. Okay, wait, this is... I hate to cut you off, but in a classic Sonic game, if you ran up this hill right here, this one, and you ran to do this loop, you would make it all the way around.
Could you dash through it?
I can dash through it right now.
Oh.
But, that being said, Sonic, in another video game, would have been able to make it at least halfway up the hill.
He used to be able to carry more momentum as he's running.
But
get up there. But now he's like a
he
rock.
Doesn't even get a quarter of the way up.
Why did they turn him slower? Why the fuck did they just make him slower? What the hell's the deal with that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyways, the level design, the obstacles you're encountering, the mapping of the terrain, and the amount of paths that you have access to that are based on exact timing, all have been significantly decreased as far as, you know, the quality of them and the amount of them.
See, that's how Sonic should be. He should be able to do this no matter what. But I can only do that when I have the speed boost.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? Yeah, that's a problem. But, the point I was trying to make is that this game feels like Sonic Generations if the team that was creating it just decided that they didn't need to spend as much time or effort on it as they did previously. And maybe that's how they felt. Maybe that's how they took the approach to this game. They were just like, oh, people thought Generations was great. Now we can stop trying and just copy-paste, you know, half-assed, put-together levels that people are going to find some kind of entertainment or enjoyment with. And they just did it. And if you can tell, if you are a person like myself who platinumed Sonic Generations, who's gone through the levels multiple times and has memorized all kinds of crazy shit, you know, as well as Sonic Unleashed for that matter, which the level design of was spectacular, you know that the design in this game is severely lacking by comparison. It's still a fun game, but it's barely above the margin of acceptable, you know what I mean?
I'd also like to point out that I have platinumed this game 100%.
Yeah, you have. You've spent more time on it than I'm willing to.
Countless hours, and it's draining because the level design is so bland and so evil that, like, you just don't even want... I wanted to kill myself at the end of beating this game.
It's pretty monotonous, right? I mean, you know for a fact in Unleashed and in Generations you had to pay attention to what you were doing.
Oh, definitely.
Do you have to pay attention that much in this game? I mean...
Not really. Not really.
Not really?
No.
Because you've played through more of this game than I have. I played like 2 levels and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm done. The only cool thing about this game is the fan service of OC creation, because they know how desperately fans of the Sonic franchise have clung to... Fuck. Excuse me. Yeah, they know how much fans have clung to, you know, their original characters throughout the years, and how desperately everybody wanted to create their own Sonic OC and, you know, be in the Sonic universe kind of thing. It was a very common thing in the fandom.
Oh yeah.
So, all that right there, the amount of customization and adding, you know, the original character is pure fan service. But I gotta wonder if they just sacrificed all integrity of the story for that. And this story feels like it's trying to take itself seriously, but Knuckles is cracking jokes the whole fucking time about how stupid he is. And supposedly in this game, I know it's a meme at this point, but Sonic was like held and captured and tortured for like 7 years or some bullshit.
6 months.
Oh,
but when you see him,
okay.
he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, but he's just cool.
Now, this mission that we're playing right now, arguably, is one of the best missions. And
okay,
and
what makes you say that?
Like, to me anyway, it's very, there's a lot of different pathways you can take, and depending on which weapon that you're wielding, you can do a lot with it. And it's one of the more creative levels, I would say, because there's just plenty of opportunity to get rings, and it makes you feel good when you make it to the end. And this is one of the few missions where you can get to the end with 999 rings.
Yeah.
And which is the max.
Okay.
But it feels really good when you do make it to the end without getting hit, you know?
I got you. But is that quality that's coming from just a self-imposed challenge like getting all these rings? Or is that an inherent quality of the game? Like, do you think that's a byproduct of your enjoyment of the level specifically? Or do you think that is something that can be attributed to, like, the game's overall quality? Because
well, I feel like it's a bit of both, because overall this game isn't amazing, and the level design can be kind of sucky, but this is one of the few.
This is cool.
This is one of the few that I feel like cool about playing, you know?
Right.
Everything looks good, and look, see, I made it to the end with the 999.
And that is cool, but that whole section right there is ripped straight out of Sonic Unleashed. I'm not even sure if it's emulated in Sonic Generations, but it's just another section that is emulating what was already established as good. And you know, not even as complicated. That was significantly shorter than some of the.
And that's the problem. This game gives you a lot of good mechanics and a lot of fun things to do, but a bunch of them at the same time, and not enough of them, because it'll give you something awesome, but it'll be infinitely shorter than it needs to be.
Infinitely.
God, that's not what I meant, but
no, I get it. I understand. And yeah. Are we gonna get another cutscene? I'm gonna have to stop.
I don't think so.
Oh,
no, I think we're okay.
Alright, well.
We've
talked long enough about this, I think. I could go on all day about the issues with Sonic as a staple franchise for myself in today's day and age, but
I could as well.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. That does it for this episode, guys. Thank you, brother, for joining me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll talk again soon. See you guys in the next one.
I hate this game, but you can play as Shadow, so it's okay.